Just thought I'd do a little video update of what I've done with the move since track day. You'll see from the height of it now, it is rather high compared to what it was. I've changed the springs in it. At the moment I have, you can't see there, I have front springs from a Ford GC8 Turbo. You got a couple of coils cut off them, and in the front I have Mirror King springs, and they're on Syrian GTVI shocks, which make it sit a hell of a lot higher. You can also, if I can go back enough, you can see at the front sits slightly higher than the rear. All in all though, it actually feels more stable on the road, and it is a lot more solid. The rear springs are a lot stiffer. Inside still has no back seats in it, as you can see. I have put GTVI seats in there. It does sit lower. I was a bit concerned about doing this because of my height. I'm only 5'3", and if I sit in there I can still see over the dashboard quite fine, which is good, but I have even extra headroom now. I've probably got like 3 foot of bloody headroom. So and I've got a cheap ass $20 steering wheel and boss kit, and the horn works. I got that working. A lot of people have issues with that. I just used an old rig to set up that worked, and of course no egg bag because track now. And over to the engine bay. On track day I was having issues with oil coming out the breather and the crank in the block. Now I've changed I did have a Milo tin oil catch can. I've changed to this one now, so the breather comes up to the bottom of that, so that if that does spit out oil up the top, when the engine stops it'll drain straight back in. This pipe here goes to my air filter. This one, obviously it's the breather. I took that off and I made a bigger breather, so that breathes that should breathe a bit better than what it seems to, than what the old tiny little one does. Also I changed the dump pipe. Yes, I do have a little bit of exhaust wrap around there because that's all I had, to a much bigger one, and that has made a huge difference. Also, I have put in, this from a GTVI as well, and modified. I put these braces in, and they don't quite go right up to the firewall at the back. So, and it goes over here, so they come from here across, and I had to modify this one to fit so I can get my washer bottle back in. And this one, the washer bottle's sort of zip tied to it now, but they don't go back to the firewall. So what I did was I cut a bar and so I've basically got a strut bar, which seems to help a bit. How much I don't really know, but it seems a little bit more solid in the front. It makes it a little bit more twitchy, but I actually don't mind it. So yeah, that's about all I've done. I've got a rally day this weekend coming up, and I'm a bit nervous about that because I'm not really, haven't been really getting it heaps on dirt or anything like that. Did take it for a spin on the dirt and it's very light, and yeah, so that'll be interesting. Let's see if I make it in one piece, and if I do, if the car comes along and goes through that okay, I'm looking at possibly going to the drags and seeing if I can get into the 16s on the 20th of July, hopefully. Since putting the dump pipe in too, the car runs a little bit richer. I'm not really worried because it's, you know, basically a track car now, so that's one thing that doesn't really bother me, but I will get to it eventually. Also, I wouldn't mind looking at getting some more negative camber wheels at some point, so I can get that track a little bit wider. I don't care if I've got to run flares. but that's not a high priority. But before that, I'd like to get some tyres, some actual sticky tyres instead of street tyres that like to slide everywhere. But it all comes down to money sometimes. But so you do what you can with what you've got. All right, well, that's a little update, and yeah, I'll report back after the rally day.